Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Idea Studio Weekend Live Stream. I'm Dana,
I'm Jip.
and live again. 7 days since the last live. How you feeling? Older? You feel older this week, man?
No, I feel younger.
Younger. So everyone knows. So if you guys saw the post, not everyone knows, but I did post that it was Jib's birthday on Friday.
Yes.
And we sort of we're not huge celebratory people, but we went out. We had friends in town from Australia/Ecuador. So we hung out with them, which was fantastic. We hadn't seen them, what, 7 years? 6 years? Long time, yeah.
I think since we live in the first condo.
Pachani wet, right?
I think.
Yeah. So yeah, we hung out with them. So happy birthday, babe.
Thank you.
How old?
42.
42 years old. Legitimately 42 years old. Shocking, I know.
Counting to 43.
Yeah, it's how. All right, let's jump in the chat real quick because I see a lot of people popping in automatically. Oh, no, actually, so Soy Mafia, right before we went live, I grabbed the hat. I was like, I need the anti-glare device. Wants to receive a bite from a monkey.
Why?
Will I be wearing a Spirit House? No Spirit House today, have I? Hey, Moretta, glad you made it. Awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was all Yorma. That was his idea. The
Oh, that one.
yeah, the Bangpocalypse Now.
Fun.
Jib was around when we filmed some of that, and she'd never seen Apocalypse Now, so I sent her the trailer. We haven't watched. Jib's not a war movie fan, so we haven't watched the whole movie. Chris, what's up? Let's see, we were a lot today. Happy birthday, Jib. Thank you, Eric. From Moretta. Oh, look at all the emojis.
Oh, cute emoji.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like it.
A little wine in there, too. Uh-huh.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
F.A. It's still your birthday if you keep wishing happy birthday. Okay. No salmon cake. Did you even have? We didn't have salmon at all this year. We had pizza.
No.
We had some beets. Actually, we had the New York style from yesterday when Jib's mom was over. We had New York style from Pizza Mania. So it's funny because Jib's mom doesn't really like Western food. And we were going to order some lunch. And I was like, well, ask your mom, would she want like burgers or pizza? Is she okay with that? Because she'll eat Western food, but it's not like on the top of her list for sure. Like if you hey, what are your 10 favorite things?
Japanese food.
Yeah, Japanese. They'd be
Chili
mostly
paste.
Thai. Yeah, stuff like that. Like
Noodle.
salmon, yeah. And which is, yeah, let's have pizza.
Like,
And we were like,
Okay,
Jing Long, man. And yeah, she even liked it. But I mean, you got that crispy bottom. Oh, the crispy pizza. The beets.
I think one slice is a bit too big for her for the 18.
Yeah. So we did get the 18 New York styles.
So
Yeah.
we have 4 left to eat for 3 days.
Chris, my man. I'll see you in a few hours, brother. 42nd is the answer to yes. Didn't get the message. Surprise, surprise. One tutorial. I like that new icon.
It's a wave.
Yeah. Japanese
Happy
style.
birthday.
It's a Japanese style wave.
I think
Yeah.
it's not Thai style, so I guess that's
One tutorial out in you're in London, right? Or UK at least, as I recall. So early for you, I imagine, or is it late? I think it's early for them.
early.
Thanks for joining.
ขอบคุณนะคะ
If Jib is 42, how come she looks 24?
Oh, thank you, Chris. You're so sweet.
Yeah, I always say Jib looks amazingly. Oh, Moretta, thank you. Wow.
Oh, thank you.
That's a dope emoji, too. Woo.
Is that like a game joystick?
Yeah, it looks like a gamepad. Osito, hey, man, how's it going? Young auntie.
auntie. Thank you, Osito.
So Jib, you guys know Jib studies at the Palace. And on Friday, some of this is a funny story, but Jib was actually able to get me in. Where Jib studies in the Palace is not usually open to the public.
Correct.
So like you can't just walk in there. In fact, there's a guard at the Palace.
The royal police.
Yeah, the royal police. So like if you walk in that gate, they're just like, yeah, no, you can't come in here.
So no tourists.
No
and
tourists.
Like, even for Thai, when they would like to come in, they have to tell like where to go or why they're here. So actually, for the canteen, you can go there, like eat and walk, but you have to like drop your ID card there and get like visitor card, and just walk shortly to canteen.
But it's where Jib studies is generally off limits. But they had a small show, and her master, the crew, said it's going to be open for anyone who wants to come. And so I was like,
So he didn't has remark only Thai. He said open
yeah.
for public, like can just like come to visit. So I count that. He
Yeah.
said open for public. So the thing is now they it's a period of application. So like people have to drop it there.
Oh, they're coming in anyway, yeah.
Yeah, they don't take it like through mail or online or email. So people have to like write the real paper with the photocopy of document that they need, which is just a little, and then walk to that building and hand it to teacher. Yes, that's the system. So that's why like teacher said, oh, anyone can come because they're gonna be like a application that people come in, so they would see what we did for 1 year. So actually I told teacher like, teacher, are you sure that when they say this, like especially for our drawing program, and they think like, oh, I have to draw this big and 5 pieces minimum a year, are you sure that they willing to study, or they just, okay, I will take my application form back?
Yeah. Impossible. It's a lot of work.
Yes.
But the upside here is I did get to go into this part of the palace. And one of the things that was interesting, security guard, he didn't want to not let me in, but he was definitely hesitant. Like there was a lot of, he didn't even like, he wouldn't take my passport. He insisted on taking Jib's national ID. So like there was like a little bit of back and forth.
Yes.
Now again, like I think if this were the U.S., it could have gone a completely different way. But
Like
you know,
what?
Thai cops are generally like, okay, yeah, let's go with it. But I think he was more upset that your teacher didn't tell him that there was an event.
I thought it's like, oh, teacher should like at least have a memo or something to say, oh, this week like we open. No, actually open for 2 weeks because until the end of this month. So it's like people gonna come to drop application anyway until like April 5th. Yes, that's the last day. So it's gonna be people come to like drop the card and get visitor card.
Yeah.
And it's like, why?
I just think for me, one of the things I think is what was amazing was like the opportunity. I posted some photos on the Instagram stories, a bunch of photos of the art.
Okay.
But the opportunity to go in there and see that, and you know, probably like I'm sure there have been other foreigners that have gone into that area, but
Like
it's
10
probably
years ago.
like been a while. So that was kind of a cool experience.
Before
all
all this
in.
rule.
So Hike asked, "How old do you feel?" That's a good question. Yeah.
How old do I feel? So maybe it's about like 30.
30's a good age.
Because like I don't feel like I'm like 18, like fresh every morning. Not that young. But like not that old. Like not like pain everywhere when I get up. Not yet.
It depends on, for me, I can say it'll depend on my previous workout, if how that went at Muay Thai. So Marita says she wished her and her husband had more time in Bangkok. We'll say, oh, yeah, next time for sure. When you come, let us know, and hopefully we'll work something out. Well, hopefully we'll be around. So yeah, being in the being able to see that, to get to, I think like also like a lot of Jib's like classmates, I think, were shocked when I came into the class.
Because they're afraid that you're gonna break like the floor.
Actually,
It's all
a
wood.
few of the floorboards did bend when I walked on them.
Yes, because even pet
Yeah.
it make noise too.
So yeah, I know Pat, one of the other students in our class. So I said hi to him, and I knew Kruak.
ใช่
Yeah, Kruak was. We met him previously. We arranged for one of his paintings to be sold, so I knew him, but I'd never met the Hanuman teacher. So that was the first time, and then I don't think I'd ever met like anyone other than Bat and Picat, who wasn't there.
น้องดาว
Nong Dao. Oh yeah, I met
yeah
Nong
they
Dao.
left
Yeah.
early.
So, but yeah, such a cool little experience to be like one of the only people to pop in there. I took a few photos. There's definitely places you can't.
You won't get that view.
Yeah, a few places you can't take photos from either. So I was like, oh, should I? But I didn't post those. I didn't take those. I mean, that's what I mean. I didn't take those. Do you always need more Vegemite, brother? Always need more Vegemite.
No.
They don't have a 1 liter jar?
No. It smells not
I love
nice.
it. I love Vegemite. There's Hefe. Which Bangkok pizzeria has the oldest average clientele? And he at Twins Pizza style from One Bite Pizza Reviews. Oh, I don't know if there's any that have like a 90 plus or a really older clientele. Hey Patrick, thanks for swinging by, man.
What's that mean?
Happy birthday, Jip.
Oh, thank you.
So he's referencing a One Bite Pizza review. So the pizza place I grew up next to, that was one of my favorite, was a place called Twins.
Okay.
Dave Portnoy went there to do a review when he was in Rhode Island, and he was basically saying, he's like, look at the clientele. Everyone's like 90 plus. Like that's how you know it's
Age?
good, like age. So I don't know that there's any pizza places here that have
If you want like
old clientele.
like old Thai,
They're
they
not going to
don't-
be at a pizza place.
Yeah, they don't really like go to pizza by themselves. But like okay, maybe with grandchildren, but not really like. Let's say for eating behavior, I would say for Thai we'll go to like for the older. They will
Yeah.
go to like ข้าวต้ม
I think if you
so,
went to
boiled rice with
yeah.
a side dish more than pizza.
I think if you went to a pizza place in like Pattaya or Hoi Hin, then you're probably more likely to find an older clientele.
We have a problem of lactose intolerance when we get older.
No, I'm saying they'd be older white people.
Oh, older white, yeah,
If you
but
went
not
to
older Thai.
Pattaya or Hoi Hin.
หัวหินใช่ใช่
Yeah.
more
It's like when
more
people
foreigner
retire, yeah.
there.
And like older people and Tony Huge.
He's not retired, right?
Yeah, no,
Not
but
retired.
no, I said older people and Tony Huge. Plus Tony Huge. Yeah, people like him. He's living in Hoi Hin now. I think he's like avoiding. I don't know that he's avoiding the police, but I'm sure like the investigation's getting old. Oh, nice. Couple more jars of the Vegemite. Yeah. Did I dress up for the event? I had to wear pants to go to the palace. This is true. So I was stuck wearing pants all day. And we went to the light show at Hoi Hin that night. With
Hua Lamphong.
Hua Lamphong, sorry.
ไอ้
Not Hoi Hin. I was talking about Hoi Hin, so I had it in mind.
Oh.
So yeah, we went to the light show at Hua Lamphong that night, which was beautiful. Yeah, and then let me think. So yeah, I did have to. I sort of dressed up. I wore the same T-shirt, but just with long pants, and it was sweaty. Yeah, it was packed. Hua Lamphong was. I love seeing people appreciate that building because there was, like I said, it wasn't that long ago. There was talk of like demolishing it or rebuilding into something else. So to see people really appreciate it and enjoy time there, I really loved just to see that. And that's such a beautiful old building. Really, like such
We
a
order like
fantastic.
the day in store. It's like
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. I really do love Vegemite. It's one of my favorite things. A little Vegemite on toast or a little Vegemite on some crackers. Oh, yeah. More Tim Tams?
Please.
Jib will always say yes to Tim Tams. Which one? I think you liked.
Maybe it's melt when he's here.
Was it the
when he
coffee
arrived
ones
here.
you liked? The coffee flavor or the double fudge?
Yeah, I think that one.
Yeah, something like that.
Like something like super chocolate.
Chili Tim Tam? Is that such a thing? Chili Tim Tams? Wait. Is this such a
Is it
thing?
I don't think it's go well. Chili Tim Tam.
Chili. Yeah, if that's a real thing, I'd be surprised. Tony. Yeah. Tony Huge. Yeah. The doctor in quotes. Yeah. His channel was actually just deleted. So it's one of the things like I wanted to talk about today. His channel was shut down. I mean, there are strict guidelines on YouTube, and he knows them. Everyone who makes content knows like certain things you can and cannot show. Certain things will get you demonetized or video demonetized or get you a copyright strike or a community guideline strike. Tony was very often pushing the limits of that, which is also very much his nature. But I'll say that his last two videos involved ladyboys, Viagra, and injections. So
Sounds
I mean,
dangerous.
yeah, I'm not all that shocked that that something happened. I believe there was also potentially a nip slip in his video.
What's that mean?
Like a nip slip, like nip slip.
Oh, you cannot show it, right?
Yeah, and
So I have to have sticker on yours when
Yeah.
you take off your shirt.
No, for guys it's okay. It's just, but see, technically those were ladyboys, so they were guys.
But look like girl.
Yeah, but anyway, I think that yeah, Tony. I connected Tony back with Pete and from Irish Times. I think they'll be doing an interview soon, but to talk more about it. But yeah, I think like if you're pushing the limits, like I don't necessarily agree with the limits or like the level of censorship. Don't get me wrong, but if you play on YouTube's field, you have to respect YouTube's rules.
Correct.
So you're not going to change that. They're $1 billion company. Like you work within the confines of the platform you're playing on, in my opinion. But yeah, Tony definitely liked to push. Hey, oh yes, please do. I'm a huge Vegemite fan. Jim's a huge Tim Tam fan. Send me a shipping list.
Shopping
list. Shocked. I'm shocked. Yeah, so shocked, right? In air quotes. Shocked.
So it's a joke?
Chili Tim Tams are available from time to... Yeah, shocked is,
Like
sarcastic.
He knows that
Yeah.
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No one was shocked. I think most people were shocked that it took so long.
Oh. No.
Chili Tim Tams are available from time to time. I'm obsessed with raspberry-filled dark chocolate. Oh, those sound damn good, too. Raspberry-filled dark chocolate Tim Tams.
Ooh.
He was a character. He still is a character. He'll be back. I'm sure he'll make another channel. Vegemite is Satan's material. Need New Zealand Marmite, not to be confused with the UK stuff. Hides before impending beating. I've never... So, Callum, how different is New Zealand Marmite from like UK Marmite? Like I've had UK Marmite. I don't like it as much as Vegemite. It's good. It's still good. I had there was one that was like extra stout or something, like dark XO. It was called XO Marmite. How is the New Zealand Marmite different? I would love to try it. Next time you come, if you want to smuggle in a jar for me, I'd love to give it a try because I love that type of yeasty spread. I really do. It's one of my favorite things. It's funny because most Americans think I'm absolutely nuts. Like they hate it, but I love it. But yeah, right now, Vegemite's like top of my list. I would love to try New Zealand Marmite. Does it come in a glass jar too? Because I do love the glass jars that the Vegemite comes in. Yo, hey Seth, man. Glad you didn't fall asleep, dude. Yeah, we're very well. How are you? How did you first end up moving to Thailand? Oh, that's a good question. So, Originally, came here working on a PhD decade ago. And I think originally I had planned to come here and then go back to the States after I finished. And I sort of had a standing offer from a university. And probably, a year in, I knew I wasn't going to go back. Like, it was just, I love life here too much, especially like where, I don't want to say where.
Bangkok get you.
Bangkok got me now. But I would say that originally, like the place I was planning to go back to, oh, I forgot to shut this light off, man.
You want to?
Yeah, can you hit that light? So Jib has to do it. Like, I'm not like being demanding of Jib, but what happens is like I can't get out when we're in this configuration because there's like my camera gear and mixing table to the side, and then no, this is fine. Just this one, babe. So yeah, so like Jib's the only one who can exit when we're both in here. She's in the co-pilot seat. But yeah, how I first ended up, I was doing my PhD, and I was going to go back and teach in the U.S. after. Like I said, I sort of had a standing offer, but it just sort of made the decision that I wanted to stay here, make a life here. And, that was that. That led to a bunch of different decisions, and me and Jib, meeting up, and, everything was great. So, no complaints. Any fairy bread? I don't know what fairy bread is. Fairy bread.
What's that?
Big. Oh, so Chris says big difference with the New Zealand. Okay, here we go. UK Marmite looks like molasses. Yeah, it's very soft and sticky. It's weird. Vegemite and Kiwi Marmite are very similar. They're very much two sides of the culture war. Oh, okay. All right, Catelyn, your next trip, I expect a jar, my friend. I expect a jar of New Zealand Marmite to add to the arsenal and see how it stacks up against the Vegemite. Because like I said, for me, Vegemite is way ahead on the liking scale. Like, I really love the Vegemite. So if that's the case and it's more similar to that and further from Marmite, I think I might definitely gonna give it a try. Yeasty spread has Jib laugh. Yeah. Jib's not a fan. She thinks it's way too salty, way too yeasty. I love it. I absolutely love it.
So for me, I can eat something else that tastes better.
Tim Newton prefers Promite. I don't even know what Promite is. But if Tim Newton likes something, I'm sure it's bad. This is the guy who used to be at the Tiger, the old dude who I don't like.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I don't know the dude, man. I can't say, but yeah, it makes sense. He probably also likes like floppy pizza. Seems like that type of guy. Someone gave me a jar of Vegemite a while back, and I'm afraid to eat it. How could you even tell if it's going? I don't think it goes bad.
Maybe never go back.
Because it's yeast and all the salt in it. I would imagine the salt preserves it, Eric.
I think like if you don't see like white colony,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I don't think mold could grow on it because of all the yeast, all the salt, I mean.
I mean, like it can be like something that maybe you put like, I don't know, something like contaminate to make it happen. Sometimes like fungi can grow on like very less water condition.
Yeah.
It depends on the strain.
Okay. Any reason? Yeah, money. I mean, I got a scholarship. It was free versus like hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt in the U.S. I got into a few very good programs in the States. I applied to, and I was like really done with like life in the U.S. Like, I'd quit my job as an engineer already. Like I couldn't deal with that anymore. There's a lot of things about life in the States I dislike, so I think that's a big reason why like it was so easy for me to make the decision like, hey, I'm gonna stay. But as far as like, yeah, just costs, like $250,000 in debt to go do a PhD in Pittsburgh for like 7 years, or like no debt and come to Thailand. Or actually, I applied to schools. I got into schools in like Singapore, Hong Kong, Thailand, Italy, somewhere else in Europe I had applied. So yeah. Oh damn, Eric, thank you, man. Did a good brando. Hey. Yeah, we had Yorma had sort of discussed that with me quite a bit. He's like, "Can you do this? Can we make this work?" And I didn't. I thought Bangkok Pat was epic in that. Like he's very self-deprecating, making fun of himself, like just talking about random history stuff. He's like, "I gotta stop." Whoop. Oh, there's the mosquito racket, or Jib calls the Dana racket for some reason. I don't know why. So yeah, Yorma had like asked me, could we do it? Like where could we film it? And like we came to my place. But yeah, Smoke Def, what's up? Also, Oh, thank you, man. Amazing feat. Views. I'm almost 10K subs with nice. Yeah, you know what? Like I don't really have I don't have a ton of videos that crank views on the channel. So, you know, and I had like some of you might know, like I used to put up content from when I worked in Malaysia, and I did like I worked with a couple incubators and accelerator programs. So I used to put up a lot more like just sort of content for people who I worked with or students who were in our program, and wasn't really like always chasing. I've delisted a bunch of those videos since, but I was never really chasing views. And then, you know, just like really fortunate, like a few videos did okay and people subscribed. And, you know, now with like the Ghost Tower video, 51,000 views, I'm psyched about it. So I was so nervous. Like I talked about it on the stream. I talked about it to a lot of my friends before Ghost Tower came out. I had spent so much time working on it, and I had spent like the edit alone was such a beast, and like coordinating with everyone. You know, like it was just a lot went into it. I was so nervous that video was gonna bomb and not get traction and not do well at all. I talked to Jim about it like more than a few times. I'm like, if this bombs, like I don't know what my next video is, because do I keep making these longer videos that I want to make, or how does it go? And now it's by far my best performing video ever. And before this, Khao Yai was my best performing as far as like getting traction. I mean, that was a video I did with Chris, and we released them both at the same time. So it's hard to even really count that, because we basically did a very similar video and shared it, and a lot of that audience came from him, which I truly appreciate. And one, it's also like working with Chris on a video is always amazing, because he's a great collaborative and creative partner. He's the type of guy who really pushes you to up your game when you're working with him. So I was so nervous, like if this gets like 500 views and I spent 9 months on it, like I would feel crushed. I'm sure like I would still make videos. I would still like work on the projects I'm planning and researching, but a lot went into it. And I showed it to a bunch of people and got feedback like before it went. And I was like, all right, it's gotta go. And it got to the point where like I was tweaking it so much in the edit, and I was like, it's gotta be ready. And, you know, like a lot of things, like I really thought I was gonna get Pantsit to do the interview, because he had committed, and when he didn't, like I was like, oh, like is it still? Yeah, I went back and re-edited, because I had not completely re-edited, but I had to rework the timeline because of the way I had written the script. Yeah, so it was.
So let's see when it's reached like 100K view.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm over the moon that it's done well, and it's performed twice as well as Khao Yai did. So at this point, it has twice the views that Khao Yai had at the same point. Like any of you guys who are creators as well, or who make videos on YouTube, you can actually see like how your last 10 videos stack up against each other. And so even when this first launched, it went right away to number 2, and Khao Yai was number 1. Again, a lot of that has to do with, and I'm under no delusion, that Chris and I made very similar videos about the same topic, dropped them on the same day, and linked to each other. His audience is massive compared to mine, and so a lot of that bleed over came and helped to get some traction. And this one, it did really well at first, and now, like, I look at the analytics, it's just, YouTube really was strongly recommending it. The click-through rate was incredibly high. It got a lot of traction, and it's funny because usually at this point, like a weekend, my click-through really drops off, and my watch time starts to dwindle, like the average watch time session, and those are both on the rise. So again, over the moon with how positive it was received, with how many people enjoyed it, engaged it. Like it's added hundreds of subscribers to the channel. So it's very reaffirming for the direction I'm going with the channel. So I'm super grateful for all of you guys who shared it and really helped get it out there. What is this? Fairy bread, just hundreds and thousands on buttered bread. And thousands on buttered bread. Okay. Hundreds of... I do like healthy boy bread.
Paste.
I've had the paste, right? But we mostly buy the soy sauce. The healthy...
I use the paste to cook morning glory.
Oh, yeah.
Stir-fry morning glory.
But yeah, Healthy Boy, I like their logo one, but yeah, their mushroom soy sauce is top notch. Hawaii poi grits, Vegemite, durian, balut. You either love it or you hate it. I don't know Hawaiian poi. I don't know if I've ever had that. But grits I love, Vegemite I love, durian I love. I've had balut. I can do without it, but it's not horrible. If you know what you're eating, I mean... You've got to know what you're eating when you're eating that. Like no one opens up. It's like, oh my God, there's a fermented egg in here, like or a fertilized egg. Like no one's shocked. I mean, you eat it like you know what it is. But yeah, I've had everything except poi. I don't know. Is poi the rice and meat in the leaf that's steamed? I've never had that, but yeah, everything else. I love grits actually. Love grits. You're making us jealous, Anna. My husband and I cannot wait to move there. I'm sure the greatest place ever, Maretta. I'm sure you're going to love it. Do you guys know where you're going to move to yet, Maretta? Do you have an area picked out? Or are you just going to, like, I know you were here for a month. I think you said you've been before. So do you have an area picked out that you're going to move to? Where is it you want to, like, where do you want to be based out of? Love in Thailand. Hey. It was. Thank you. Similar for me. Okay, nice. I don't know how he managed to shoot Bangkok Pat without a single cataract. I actually made that joke to Jib too. Yeah, no, like I said, I thought that was hilarious. Bangkok Pat's part in that was fantastic. Jerome was fantastic. His friend who was talking Thai to him and then like ended in English. I thought that was great, and the whole kwai joke was hilarious as well. Yeah, it is so good. Actually, we went out that night after. We went out for dinner. Yorma and his wife was here as well, and we all hung out. I think until I thought they were going to close the restaurant, and then like the girl at the yum shop was like, no, we're open till 3. It's like 3 a.m.
It's not a pub; it's a restaurant.
It's just a yum shop. Had a great career in London, but eventually it was just time to move on. That was almost, no, 10 years ago for me, I was an engineer in the U.S., and and just a lot of things about that life became unappealing. And I was an okay engineer. I wasn't like a superstar engineer or anything. But, I had a very good job. I was at a very high level as an engineer in telecom, which is the area I worked in. And a solid job. I could have stayed doing that for another decade plus and been very, very content. I won't say happy, but I could have been content and made decent money. But, there's just a lot of things about life in the U.S. were grinding on me. And, the job itself the company was very big and very corporate, and I wasn't in love with that. And it was the type of place where a lot of people like just sort of committed their whole life to like this company. And I also wasn't like down with that. So yeah, there was, those things to it that, it's just. I'm glad I'm in Thailand. There's nowhere else I'd rather be, and it was the right move when I made it. I would do it again, 100%. And there's a reason we don't go back. Like Jib, I've asked you before.
Oh, we go back. I never go there.
Well, there's a reason we don't move to the U.S. I've actually offered Jib. I was like, if you want to go, we can, find a place. And she's just like flat out, unequivocally no. Like she has no interest in it. So, yeah, great. We stay here. Bangkok's home. Oh, you do, man. Oh, thank you so much, Mert. I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot more in that realm. I mean, given the response of Ghost Tower, I really feel comfortable, doing these longer projects, just longer in between. There's some shorts I'm editing right now. I'll drop a bunch of those from a few different things that I did. I kind of want to schedule them all out and put them online, but yeah, I'm very happy with where everything is at as far as the response and everything. Yo, Joe, what's up, man?
Joe.
How are you? Joe has to buy pizza for everyone. A Beats. Joe's gonna get the Beats. It seems to be a strange phenomenon when a YouTuber's best video is often the one that gets the lowest views. Yeah, that does happen. You often hear people talk about there's videos that they really love that they put effort into and they bomb, and then something random just blows up.
Sometimes that's happen.
Yeah, I have Chris has talked to me about he shot a video that was sort of a throwaway, and he wasn't super happy with it, but he wanted to get something out, and he put it up and it blew up. You
never know.
Yeah, you
what
never
will
know.
happen.
You never know. And a lot of it comes down to the algorithm gods blessing your content. Right, you have to make
light
those.
incense before you.
You have to burn the incense, make a little sacrifice, put a
yeah.
red Fanta in front of the spirit house.
No, we don't have that.
Maybe we need a little spirit house, like a YouTube spirit house, with a YouTube symbol inside, and put the red Fanta. Appease the algorithm gods. Oh, thank you, Joe. Much appreciated. Joe, our very first patron on Patreon.
Thank you.
Again, thank you, Joe. And actually, I'll be putting up, hopefully, the first behind the scenes in a few weeks, talking about the next couple of projects. I'm sort of researching 2 or 3 projects sort of simultaneously and working on them. So should be some interesting stuff. But yeah, Joe, thank you very much for being our first patron, man. Ghost Hayes, thank you, man. Thanks, Hike. Did you see any spirits about? No ghosts for us. A lot of cats around the ghost tower, though.
Oh, cats everywhere on the street. It's just
no soy dogs, just soy cats. Oh, that's why it's blowing up, Joe. You watch it 6 times.
6 times by your 2 account.
Yeah.
So that's 12.
12, yeah. Hey, man, how you doing? You missed the Vegemite, Marmite, New Zealand Marmite conversation earlier. Pineapple Express. You should do more documentary. Will take you to the moon. I hope, man. I hope. There's definitely the next video that will come out. It will be months, but the next one will also be a document. Actually, no. The next one won't be month. It'll probably still be a month, but is the bio of Jay Jackson, the drummer from Titanium. So I'm also while working on my next big documentary, I started to work on a bunch of smaller pieces about people within the hip hop industry in Thailand. Jay's an American drummer. He's the drummer for Titanium, for The Boy Way, for Wonder Frame. So he's a very, very accomplished musician and just a cool guy overall. And he's also an Ohio dude. He's from Cincinnati, the Naughty Natty. So yeah, I did an interview with him, and I've got a bunch of his parents went and scanned a bunch of old photos of him in high school and stuff.
Wow.
And, yeah, so it'll be a cool deep dive. I've just got to shoot the last bit. I've got to shoot is him at a live show But I'm working on an event with some friends, and we actually for April 20th, 21st, 22nd, and we booked the boy way for that. So hopefully I'll get to shoot Jay at that event because it's my event. We did not have to call Ghostbusters. No international trips. I love the Mr. Boom full on nice. I am Sean Wood. Yeah, all the unedited videos. Thank you, Joe, for plugging Patreon more than me. All the unedited interviews are up on Patreon now. So Sean Wood, Mr. Boone, Dr. Dan, all up there. And then the full interview with Jay Jackson unedited will be up there as well. I think I interviewed him for like over an hour for what will end up being like a 30-minute video. So all that will be up as well. Yeah, video it did really well, man. I'm so psyched. It's like amazing. And then also the other thing, like my buddy Darren scored that video. So like to actually have someone do a score and make it like unique and again it's not perfect, right? I know it's not, but a lot went into it, and I learned a lot in the process. So the next one will be better. I hope.
Same as you say to me when I talk about my art.
True. It's this is part of the reason why like I stopped. Like I didn't stop. Like I stopped tweaking the edit. Like the edit was done. I just kept working on it. Is that the process, the actual edit itself was done, and I was just obsessing over like little details. So to stop and push it was the way to go. Oh, your mom lives in Udon Thani. Nice, up in Isan. So like I think Isan's beautiful, but I've always found, and let me know, is this your experience as well, Moretta? Like I find it very dusty every time I'm in Isan. Like
it's dry.
Yeah, I'm like always like, but it's still humid. Like I'm like, why is it humid and dusty at the same time? Like, again, like my experience. So even in Kangen, like I'm like, oh, is it dusty?
They still have dirt, land, but here it's all concrete.
True. You guys have mastered the community side of it. I was determined to not be the face of my channel, but there's merit to having a person. There is. There definitely is. I mean, it's finding a balance too, Caleb. Like, like I'm comfortable enough in front of the camera, but at the same time, I don't want to be like a personality-driven channel as much as like I don't want us to like always have to be in frame or us always like engaging in something like that, like a vlogger channel. Whereas like we can be in the videos as needed, we can narrate, we can give insight, but as far as like actually like Chris is a great example. Chris does his style, like the vlog style videos really well, where he's a great personality for that. He's got a ton of energy, and he's able to take something very topical and turn it into a quick, engaging, fun video. And that style works really well for him. And I think like I don't want to replicate that style. I don't want to be in that space. And I do want to tell like longer stories. And for a long time, I struggled with thinking like we have to be in it from a YouTube perspective to engage the audience, not necessarily be able to step back and play minor roles and let other people tell the story through my pencils. not let other, and eventually we got comfortable with letting other people tell the story and putting our artistic and creative touches on it, and letting other people narrate a bit to tell the story. I think Ghost Tower is sort of the culmination of that, and I hope we sort of grow that where one of us can narrate the video a bit, and like we kind of, our roles are also sort of like like they're defining themselves as we go with the channel, where Jib does spend a lot more time on like the production research side, especially for things that like I can't read, because there's a lot of Thai information out there that Jib can navigate and I cannot. So like with the Ghost Tower, like I couldn't read Pansit's book because it's all in Thai and it's complicated. And so Jib went through and made notes, and it's long. So, you know, there's those types of aspects. And then also Jib's experience growing up in that time, like those were her formative years in high school and university during the financial crisis. So for her to add that context felt right. Whereas, like, if you look at, like, I think, like, with Sukhumvit, we started to make that transition. And then, like, the Ta Shalom video, we still sort of injected ourselves a bit, I think too much, where there were other things we could have focused on. So, yeah, it's an ever-evolving thing. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to say, like, oh, this is my style, this is what I do for videos, and that's it. Should always be learning, always be improving, and that's part of the fun of it as well. Amaretto wants to be out in the countryside, little farmland. Nice.
That's nice.
There's definitely aspects to like living in Bangkok where there are times where like it'd be nice to not be in the city.
Right, I can't survive ants.
Yeah, but like also it's like when we're in the country for like a day, we're like, all right, time to go back. I need some concrete under my feet.
It's like I can't like.
Jim doesn't want to be around wildlife.
Yeah, ants and like spider and snake, not really.
Oh, purple paste. I love taro, so that sounds really good. I would try that. That sounds really good. I'm going to have to ask Keone when he's back from Taiwan. More doc, interview some retired spies. Bangkok has, you know, I feel like most of the people who say they're spies in Bangkok are lying. You know, it's a common thing, but there is something that actually me and my buddy Mark are working on that has a spy element to it. We're taking a real deep dive. That might be a year away, but it's definitely something we've begun work on already. 10 years ago, I could not walk or talk. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me you had a stroke. You had like 5 strokes, right, Joe? That's a big jump from telecom to clothing design. Yeah, you know, it's not as big as you think. I mean, obviously, there's like having been in telecom is very technical. It's very driven, but I worked on a lot of design projects as an engineer as well. Like I designed networks. I designed a lot of the aspects of what we did. I worked on the design side. So 5% of that carries over and it makes it very easy.
Different design.
Different, but I mean the aspects of design are very similar, like the process.
Yeah, but
So very different mediums, very different level of creativity, but like that technical engineering aspect of design, you see that in my work still. Like everything I do is very measured and
that's what
detailed.
teacher complain about my work.
Yes, Jib's teacher will be like, oh, it's like a millimeter too big or too small, and Jib will be like, okay, let me get my measuring device, and she's bringing out the the micrometer.
No, this ruler. It's like, no.
Or Jib was asking you were asking about the weights for the colors or the measurements, like how many grams, how many.
Yeah.
And he's
to
like, no,
mix it right,
he's
because
like,
it's like
you just know it.
some color is like you have to mix with like a you pick like red and then some orange and some white to get the right tone. So it's like I asked him like how many gram or how many scoop of pigment in each colors to mix it right.
I know.
They look at me like, what is that?
Knowing Jib, I know that a scoop is not a proper measurement for you.
I mean like standard scoop. Like you could, so it's like you can use the same piece of plastic to pick the pigment. So like count it one at a time. That's the scoop.
Ah, hey, Keone from Taiwan. Yeah, I get on the training to start my trip back. Nice. Looking forward to seeing you when you're back, brother. I need to try this poi. When you get back, you have to help me experience Hawaiian poi. And happy birthday, Jib from Keone.
Thank you, Kenny.
Mr. Earl says he did 2 years in Saigon, 3 Bangkok, 2 Hanoi, corporate jobs. But now, you know, It really is. I
Oh.
mean, if you've got a niche or you got a market, it's the way to go. Did you say Titanium? I've watched their music videos. Yeah. Titanium. My buddy Jay Jackson, who will be in definitely the next video to drop, is their drummer. And like I said, I've talked about before. I met Way on a movie set, so we're in
When that movie launched?
this year for sure. They've already dropped the trailer. So.
Oh, okay.
So they haven't announced the date yet, but the trailer is live. So yeah, Wayne and I were both in this movie Bang, or will be in this movie Bang, which I really enjoyed. It was good. But the best thing was like meeting him, becoming friends with him, because we have very similar interests in hip hop. We're the same age. Or I'm a few years older. We're both in our 40s. And he, like we could just talk about the same era, the same time of hip hop. And so
That I don't know.
that Jib doesn't know.
I cannot join that conversation for sure.
But he's just a great dude. He's been a great friend to me. And I've really, it's funny because I had seen Titanium live twice before I met Way. And I had no idea that he was in Titanium.
Oh, you don't know that?
I
It's him?
I wasn't like a super fan of the group. I'd seen them live, but I didn't know. And now through him, having met so many other people in the industry, has just been really fantastic. And that again, and just having a great friend who I can have creative conversations with, and someone who's willing to give feedback in that creative realm is just amazing. And I've met other people like that for me as well. Hey, have a good one, Maretta. Thank you for popping in. See you on. Hopefully, see you when you're here next year. Thai rapper, musician, bio, sound. Yeah, I hope they will be. I mean, and I even talked to Way about doing one about him. Obviously, Way's very busy, so that is a challenge. But yeah, I think we'll get something with Way in the future. But I think the first one with Jay Jackson will be awesome because, again, he's so involved in different aspects of the industry. It makes it really interesting. Yeah, especially in the countryside. Yeah.
Because still have land, dirt, and soil.
Do more videos with Chris. I love your videos from the motorbike rides and food and space. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, I think Chris and I definitely we'll always do stuff together. Chris is now I'm hanging out with him later today, and just to chill and catch up because he's been away for a minute. He did the tours down in the islands, but. I think that we'll probably do something this year. We have something that we've planned for a while. I don't want to say too much about it. It is motorbike related. I really want to do it. The way we first envisioned it, I think I told you about the way we first envisioned it is, right? And that's just not logistically possible. But it's something I really want to do. It's a project I'm super passionate about, and so is Chris. And we just want to do it justice and do it right. And it would be something that, also, it'd have to be something where, his video on it will drop and mine will be months later. Because I have a whole vision mapped out, because it'll be a more documentary type project. So whatever he does with it would drop almost immediately, I bet. Whereas mine will be, 5 months later. But the project itself is what is awesome. And it's just a fun idea, and it's something that I think gives him the ability to make the type of content people want to see for his channel, and it will give me the ability to do a deep dive video that I think my audience wants to engage with. So, and it will be fun, right? Because whenever me, Chris, and Adam, and Haley, and Jib, that we do something, it's fun. And that's why I think we're all good friends. And as well, I mean, being friends is first and foremost for us, and then we make videos secondary. I mean, and I think that's how it has to be. I don't have, I understand collaboration and all those things are important in the YouTube realm, but I don't want there to be people in my life who are just I do videos with them and that's it. That's cool. I mean, sure, if it's a one-off thing, but I I love to be able to like not pick up a camera and go out with Chris, or if I see Jerome and just be able to talk and not have to worry about being in a video,
Just
you
have
know.
some food.
Yeah, just meet up with Adam and have coffee and talk about stuff, and like those, you know, like people in that space are great. So yeah, but yeah, definitely something coming with Chris. Timing's gonna be important for sure. Yo, Mojo, do you know any good camera shops for when? Oh yeah, I know all the camera shops, Joe.
Well,
I know
get it.
all the camera shops.
In US, it's cheaper. Isn't
So
it?
yeah, well now the prices are more equalized because they've changed the taxation on camera gear. Lenses are still cheaper in the States, I think, but bodies are pretty much on parity.
Oh.
So I mean, not 100%, but like 1% difference maybe. But actually, Joe, if you know what you want, I would say get it from like a U.S. shop first before you come. It's just easier, and it will be like a little bit cheaper, especially for lenses. But yeah, I know there's all the top. We'll go to Fortune Town together, and I'll show you all the best shops. Jib hates when I go to Fortune Town.
ใช่ scary.
DT, the camera likes you and Jib. Oh, thank you very much. I think the camera likes Jib more than me, but Jib always looks great on camera. Even when she's like, oh, I'm a mess. No, you always look good. Always look great. Amazing. Let's see. I spy with my little pizza pie. I spy with my little pizza pie. The other day, what were we talking about? I kept doing like the bad Italian accent.
Is it pasta?
Oh, yeah, we ordered
Couple
pasta. Yeah, and I was like, oh, the marinara. Oh, no, the pomodoro. We ordered pasta. It was a pomodoro.
Hate
Like,
it.
oh, the pomodoro. You want the pomodoro? Okay, we'll get the pasta with the fusilli and the pomodoro. Me, Mario. Jib was like, just stop, please. Yeah, Joe had a dual stroke in his frontal cortex, 2 in 1 day. Wow, man. And a few heart attacks too, right? I mean, like I remember Joe telling me this is a crazy story. It was like 2 strokes, heart attacks, and then like they kept like happening. And Joe's still a badass, out walking like 30 kilometers a day.
Oh.
Poi is like runny glue, purple mashed potatoes you eat with your fingers. I like to eat with my hands. I'm down for it. Oh, Keone's retracted mess. Oh, here it goes. I love poi. You can make it out of bread. Oh, that's what you told me. Okay. I remember you talking to me about the breadfruit, and you grow it up in your place, right? I remember he told us about the breadfruit, but we don't eat it here. Yeah. Okay. Pad Thai goes to Mars. Pad Thai, maybe we send more space food.
Can like pack it.
I guess I'm
Like
grown by one of
What?
Okay. We're gonna have to try that. You got a new espresso basket too. Okay. For the 58 or 58 it's called, right? I have one backpack. Okay, then buy it here when you get here, Joe. Buy the camera here. Hello. Hey, Philippines, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. We've been to Manila before.
Yes.
We've been once together, right? Or twice?
Once.
Yeah. I've been a few times. I went for work a few times. Then we went once to watch a fight. Only to Manila, though. We haven't been anywhere else. I bought a new Fuji in Fortune Town, a little cheaper than the US. Oh, okay. Nice.
Wow.
So, that's good to know. Because years ago when I first got here, Eric, cameras were like 20% more expensive. But yeah, I've obviously for the past decade only bought my cameras here. I think you guys know I shoot photo, I shoot Fuji, and for video I shoot Sony. So
you shoot Canon.
yeah, we used to shoot Canon, and then when Canon switched from the EF to the RF mount, I wasn't really happy with the specs that came out on the first couple cameras, and I said I'm not going to make the switch. And at that time, I had gotten like a small Sony, and I wasn't doing as much technical shooting at the time. And then, when I had the opportunity to get the FX3, I jumped on it. But yeah, having a cinema camera helps, obviously. It makes a big difference in like what you're able to do. But the like the small camera, like the ZV-1, is still like it's a monster camera. Like for how small it is and what it does, like
Yes.
yeah, like
Good
I don't.
one.
I probably shoot on that more often than the cinema camera, but when I set up the FX3 to shoot, you know it's gonna look good.
But the guy will know too.
Yeah. Everyone sees that you're carrying, especially when it's rigged out and everything, the matte box and the filters, and the people know. Yeah. So, definitely. I'm glad to know that the prices are a little cheaper now. But yeah, for a photo. I love my Fuji. I have the XH1. It's still a rock star. One of the weird things about Fuji, like with with Canon, I always felt the pressure to get new bodies, like the buying the newest thing that came out. But with Fujifilm, I don't. Like, I'm so happy
You
with
always
the
buy
camera.
new thing.
What are you looking for, babe?
XC remote.
Oh,
Whole
where is it? Here it is. So with the Fuji, I just don't feel the pressure to always get new cameras. So that's nice.
Better.
How old do I feel? It depends
60.
on what my workout was. No, I don't feel 60. I probably feel in my 30s, which were probably, like, to me, my 30s were like peak years. Like my 20s were good, but like in my 30s, like I feel like you really become more comfortable with your body, and you really feel more like you do feel more physical, more stronger, more developed. So yeah, in my 30s. Am I doing that? Just training some Muay Thai. No MMA. 4 heart attacks a few days after. Wow, man. Joe, the fact that you're still alive is amazing.
Yeah.
Hello from Isan. Hey,
gonna
Paul.
be hot.
Paul Apps. Yeah. What's the temp? Yeah. What's the temp in Isan? Right? Where in Isan and what's the temp, Paul? I gotta know. What are we right now? We're in the 30s today.
Already 30s?
Come back to Manila, do a video on the haunted hotel near. Oh, there's a haunted hotel near the airport. Oh, interesting. What's the name of the hotel, Philippine Scene? I'd love to check it out. XT4 is a great camera. I would, if I were gonna upgrade again, it would be to the XT line from the XH. But I think I have years left on the XH1. And I love the screen, the little display screen on the XH1. The XT5 is a great looking camera too. Their first one to not have the battery grip though, and I love the battery grip on my XH1. Jib has you have the XT100 or X100.
I don't know.
Yeah, Jib's got a smaller Fuji, mostly so that we can. Her Canon camera was falling apart.
No.
Yeah, it was.
The screen does not
work
well.
And
upside down.
2, it allows us to share lens ecosystem. When she came off of Canon, so now like we can easily share like the same lenses, which is important. Oh, it's abandoned. Nice. I get that, man. Open up that.
Thank you.
Eric shoots Nikon, but wanted the Fuji X100V, well reviewed and easy to carry, sold out. The X100. That's what Jib has here. Great little camera, easy to carry.
Yes.
I love the look of Fuji photos. This is a weird thing to talk about, right? Like, because it's not weird in the sense that like, oh, I don't want to talk about it, but weird in the sense that every camera today is amazing for the most part. If like you're buying like one of the major brands, every camera is amazing. The lens options are insane. So everything's super sharp. So it really comes down to like the tech and the sensor and the way you grade it. But I love the look of Fuji. I love Nikon too. I have friends who are Nikon pros. They shoot great photos. I think the new Nikon mirrorless mount's amazing. Canon has really great skin tones, good color. So everything has its pluses. Like very few camera systems have like a minus. They all just have like what's a little bit better than something else. Like the game is that good. Keone shoots Leica. He's a Leica guy.
You're not gonna go to that brand. No,
Jib,
no, no.
Jib is like, you're not spending 300,000 baht on a body. But again, like I would shoot anything. I'm just very comfortable with Fuji. I also love the knobs. They're having the very tactical
Maybe
knobs on the camera.
should ask Hyone to visit like some temple and shoot like the same spot that I'm gonna use Fuji, and ask teacher like to check which one he like
Oh, and if he
more.
picks Leica, then we can get one.
No, I mean like they will know. Okay, what they have to spend because they love photo from the Fuji with the 50
Yeah.
lens.
Yeah, Jib, I have the Fuji 50 f2. That's
He
such a
likes
great.
it.
It's
He
such
said
a
the
small
color
lens.
is like
Yeah.
bright, like same as like it's look on the wall.
The Fuji lens, like the color, that Fuji f2 lens is tiny and it's beautiful. I love it.
My teacher like, oh, so nice. Like, okay, teacher, you can shoot my camera. Take it, and then I just keep drawing. Like he's enjoying it. Like, oh.
Oh no, is the 15 out? Or that's the next phone to come out, right? Not now,
iPhone
the 14.
15,
Would there be any issue bringing a mini drone and flying? Yeah, there would.
Yes.
You need to be a licensed pilot to fly a drone here, and you need
like
to register
in the
your
city,
drone.
but
Yeah.
like outside, like somewhere in
Yeah.
other province, maybe not bad.
In Bangkok, you can't fly. It's essentially
Yeah.
illegal unless you're a commercially licensed drone pilot
have to have
and you have a
license.
permit. But you could get away with not being a licensed pilot and having a registered drone outside any major areas, but you could potentially still be in violation of the laws for drones because it's very restrictive as to where you can fly. Now, are there people who fly drones and break the rules and get away with it? Yes. Is it very easy to do? Maybe. I don't know. But I don't even know that. I've heard people say that your drones from overseas get shut down. They have like some chip in them that the local aviation authority can shut down the drone. I'm not entirely sure. Like DJI has like some compliance thing where like the FAA can.
Oh, I don't know
Yeah,
that.
it's some type of like compliance issue. So yeah, there could be issues. I'm unsure. I don't have enough experience about it to say,
Maybe ask Chris.
but you definitely do need to be a licensed drone pilot in Thailand. So a lot of times when you buy a drone here, they do that for you at the shop. Yes, for the 58, I think Jib is more afraid of when I show you my toys. Yes, if you keep track of the exchange rate, they are actually cheaper. Nice.
Ah,
Dana only feels 42. Not a day over 42. We'll
no,
get
you're
the
45.
No, I'm saying I don't feel a day over 42.
Oh, okay.
Not 45. I'm 44.
45.
I can't. This becomes a problem because now I get confused about my age. The 11's nice, man. Like I think all the GoPros are great. Like I love the footage that comes out of them, but the 11 also has that square sensor, or the 9. I think it's like what they call it, a 9x10 or so. It's almost a square sensor. It's a huge sensor. But I'll tell you what, that DJI Action 3 is pretty phenomenal too. I would have a hard time choosing between the two, but one of the things that people have talked about a lot is the DJI doesn't overheat in Thailand as much as the GoPro will. And the GoPros definitely overheat a lot. Oh, just got a ZV-E10. Nice. Yeah, I've played with the E10. I like it as far as like a compact camera and everything that it has. And I think that you have to be, for me, when I used it, I noticed a lot of rolling shutter with that sensor. It might have just been the lens combo that I had. So like if you were shooting like really fast type of shots, it got a bit of rolling shutter. But with like a locked off shot somewhere, I mean, obviously you get the APS-C sensor, you get great light input with such a small camera, and the lens options are limitless. I think a lot you can do with that camera. the ZVE1 I have has the 1-inch sensor, but it's a 1-inch stack sensor, and it handles motion really well. And so the lens, obviously, it's an okay lens. It's a built-in lens, but you don't get, so I don't have the range of being able to change out lenses or put like a really fast prime on it. But you do have just like really compact camera. I can slide it in my pocket and just go somewhere, which I love. But yeah, I think all of that ZV series though, like the software functionality they put into those cameras is fantastic. Like they're such good creator cameras. It makes filming video very easy. And yeah, with the ZVE10 too, you get like any lens, any Sony lens, and throw it on there, and that could be such a versatile piece of kit. I think it's an awesome choice. Feel the age of 40s now, almost 60. Hey, nice. Hey, 20 years younger. Outside of Ubon, yesterday hit 100. Ooh.
What is 100?
100 Fahrenheit is 40.
Oh.
I've been to Ubon Ratchathani a bunch.
Don't go out.
Very dusty, very dusty. Also, I was telling someone the other day, last time I was in Ubon, I stayed in whatever that hotel is in the mall. I think it's a Centra or something. It's in the mall in the middle of the city. And the first time I went out, there was a cow in the middle of the street, like in the road right in front of. I'll tell you, I love the food in Ubon Ratchathani though, but it is spicy. Like I got somtam when I was there, and I always order somtam pet. I like spicy food, and I didn't think quick enough and like, oh no, it's gonna be super spicy because it's Isan. I'm just like, yeah, let me get somtam in. I was like, oh, somtam puplara pet, right? Because I like obviously I'm in Isan. I'm gonna order the local style, which I like anyway. I like plura, but it was so ridiculously spicy. I should have just got it normal. Like, I think if I got it normal, it would have been like my normal spicy level, because it was insane. Like I was hallucinating. It was so spicy. My buddy Woody was laughing at me so hard. I couldn't open my eyes. I'm like, I'm still eating it. Like the servings of Kanyao in Ubon Ratchathani are like twice the size of the servings here.
Yeah.
Because they eat like with everything.
A staple food there.
So I can't open my eyes. I feel like I'm hallucinating. Like I'm like I feel high. I'm so spicy, and I'm breaking off little bits of the Kanyao and eating it. And the auntie who made it kept coming back. Oh, Roy, Roy, try. But yeah, it's really, the food there is so good, Paul. Like, very lucky. Unless you know something better. Yeah, I think, check out that DJI Action 3. I think that's really cool. But yeah, the GoPro is fantastic as well. Abandoned Hotel in Manila is right next to Terminal 2 at Nai Airport. Spooky will do. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I'll look for it. 50 f1.4 we can compare. Actually I like you have a 50. I think the best 50 you have is the 50 .95, the old Canon lens, and that's so much character to that lens.
Color, not black and white.
Hey, Gator Jake, what's going on, man? Good to see you for a change. I missed you those last few. Hey, happy birthday to Auntie, OG Auntie.
Thank you.
Jake, man, how's Florida, dude? How's the? I thought the other day I was thinking about you because we were near Khao with our friends on Friday night, and they had gators. 2 places had like full gators skewered. Yeah. I was like, oh, where's Gator Jake when you need him? Eric, I'd match. Oh, Joe's membership just re-upped. Hey, Joe, thank you. I'd match high-end Nikon glass with anybody's, but my new little Fuji renders color beauty. Yeah. This is my last camera comment. Camera comments always welcome, Eric. Yeah, no, Nikon glass is phenomenal, for sure. Nikon glass is out of this world, and I think also, like, again, like every camera, like it's just so, especially with that new mount. Nikon has that great mount that they came out with. But like every camera is so good now. They're all just like, you're splitting hairs to find weaknesses. Hey, Stuck, what's going on? A 22-month member. I think you're like the longest continuous member now on the channel, Stuck. Thank you, man, for the support. How are you doing, man? Long time no see. Unseen Chiang Mai just posted current AQ. Oh, my 291?
Maybe
He's in
burn.
Chiang Mai, yeah.
Burning season.
I mean, this is the downside to Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai is a cool, small city, but 291 AQI, can you imagine?
They burn the wood
Yeah.
to get mushroom later.
291, man. Yo, Bill's a great dude, though, man. Bill's the reason I know Charlie. Charlie Hub, who was in the Ghost Tower doc. Bill reached out to me because he's from, I want to say Tennessee. He's from a southern state, but he actually like grew up in Massachusetts. And he reached out. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm coming to Bangkok. Do you want to meet up?" And then his wife booked him a hotel on Sukhumvit, but in Nana. And he's like, "My wife booked this hotel for me." He's like, before he told me where he was, like, "I just want to say my wife booked this hotel for me." It's a nice, clean place, like on Sukhumvit, like but it's like above like a massage place, like legit massage place though. Like you can see through the windows massage place.
Okay, that's fine.
And you can see like where the seats are.
Okay, then that's
fine. Like but like you understand the code if you see the places that are like you can't see in the window. Or like there's only a front desk and then you have to go upstairs to a room type of massage place. It wasn't one of those. But yeah, he was like, "I just want to let you know my wife booked this place for me." But yeah, through him I met Charlie. It was actually the first time I went to Bing's, Chef Bing's Pizza. Hefe, you would like Chef Bing's. The crispier bottom. The undercarriage to die for, as Dave Portnoy would say. So first time I went to Bing's at his old place, his old location that doesn't exist anymore, was with Charlie and Bill. And it was like peak pandemic. We're the last table of the night. And you have to like, Bing only makes like 40 pizzas a day or something. Like he makes like a certain amount of dough and he portions it out for the week, for like a couple of days. And so like he makes it when that dough's at its peak, and like he's got a process to it. He's a real chef and a real pizza chef, and like he understands like the quality of it. But what was wild was like that area is that sort of like known as a drug area where his old restaurant was?
It's like homeless area.
Yeah.
And like can be like sex workers.
Yeah, so there were a lot of sex workers in the area, and while we were eating, right, 3 white dudes of like a more mature age, this girl starts to knock on the glass and like try to get our attention. She's clearly a freelancer of that nature, and it was just kind of like a hilarious moment, but she even tried to like follow us out of the restaurant.
Scary.
Yeah. we all had a good laugh about it. We're like, "Oh, I guess we'll walk like a kilometer and then get a grab." I see something popped in from, Joe. Yeah, I'm sure it did pop up, Joe. Thanks. It's not connected, so I have to like log in now and see. The Buy Me a Coffee stopped populating. They like discontinued the API with YouTube, I think. 50 f9.5. Yeah, that's such a dope lens, Q&A. That Canon lens is so much character. So like we're talking about this old lens Q&A has that is a vintage lens, and he had it remounted for Leica, fully manual. But like this is a lens from before like they really had machines to make every piece of every glass element perfect. So there's character to the lens in that it's not everything's perfectly ground, and not everything's like, made to tolerances that are insane. And so what you get is a very sharp lens that has this really diffused and unique bokeh that,
So does mean every lens are different?
That
little bit?
a little bit. I mean, today's standards not so much. They're
I
so.
mean, like old one,
But
the
back then,
vintage
yeah,
one.
because they were ground by hand.
Oh, I'm not sure if that still have Nikon lens or not.
So I mean, like something like that is like that lens and the aperture's so huge. I mean, it almost looks like he took a photo. Do you remember at the Palace? Keone took a photo of me
Yeah.
sitting down, and it literally like from not that far away, so there wasn't a ton of compression, there wasn't a ton of distance, but it looks like because I'm tack sharp in focus in this photo that Keone took. Tack sharp. And like, keep in mind, manual focus, but obviously modern cameras, you have focus peaking, right? So you can see that I'm in focus, tack sharp. Like you could zoom in, no issues. The background, the window behind me is only 30 centimeters, 45 centimeters away from me. And it's all blurred out, diffused, soft, beautifully like out of focus behind me. But it looks like the image of me is a sticker on a defocused background. That's how like just beautifully separated this lens made the image. So there's this like really great, this is really great quality to these older lenses that, with a modern lens, it's tack sharp. You get great diffusion, very even, round bokeh. And with something like this, it almost creates like a dreamy background. Hey, Sam, how's it going? From Aland Islands. Nice.
Where is that?
We have to Google the location. I like my Fuji. I thought it'd be easier for me with the interface. The interface is what I love about the Fuji is those knobs. Like it once you get used to that, it's so quick and it's just so nice. Yeah, with the dials. Yeah, they're so perfect for me. Yeah, ZV E10 rolling shutter is bad. Sony has post-processing software to help reduce. Oh, nice. And do stabilization with less crop than the in-camera. Oh, yeah. I saw the... I did see that software for the stabilization. And it gives it... What's it called? Like something flow, right? Because someone said that using that with the ZV-1 is actually really good as well.
You need like a software?
So there's actually a different... I think there's a different software for the FX6 because they don't have stabilization because I guess the technicality with the FX6, it has a really cool variable ND, electronic ND filter that it's gradient ND. It's controlled electronically. But because of that, they can't put stabilization on the sensor. So what they did was build a bunch of gyros into the camera, and the footage records that gyroscopic information with the video, and then you stabilize in post.
So you mean a chicken head?
Yeah. So it's like its own little chicken head inside the camera. Have you guys seen the video of the chicken head like on the swivel? The chicken head doesn't move, like type of thing when you move the body. Chris across the planet. I have a little crocodile in my backyard. That's how I roll. Hope to see y'all this summer. Crocodilians.
So can you just keep it like we have a stray cat?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but I don't like. There are people who
Just give like some piece of chicken.
There are people who interact with their alligators in the wild. Like I wouldn't do that.
Like I mean, like
it's an apex predator.
Yeah, but I mean, like it was just like he throw chicken like 5 meters away to the.
It's still an apex predator. You don't want it to get used to getting food. You don't want it to be used to associating the sight of you with food in any way.
But it learned that, oh, there's a food there, not you as a food.
It might not know the difference. It's still a reptile. Yeah, man. Bing's absolutely... Bada Bing should absolutely be on your list. I say, for me, there's 3... I know this is going to cause some hate because I'm going to leave off a couple that people think are like people list as their favorites in Bangkok. But for me, there's only 3 pizza places that are worth talking about.
Pizza Company.
No. No one's mad if you leave that off. Like just like no one's mad if you leave off the white bread pizza place at the top of the soy. Look, 3 pizza places worth talking about in Bangkok, and that is it. Pala Pizza, number 1, all day, every day. It's like a hybrid Roman style, par cooked dough, super crispy, a lot of flavor. Number 1 for sure. Delivery, the only option for delivery, in my opinion, Pizza Mania. Like their logistics, their delivery service, their own drivers, their hot boxes, great New York style pizza, Pizza Mania all day, every day for delivery. 0 other options. Bing's, New York style, the best New York style in the city. Crispy, beautiful undercarriage, great toppings, very like still street food pizza, but elevated just a little bit.
Does this have pineapple?
They have pineapple. They also have the American pepperoni you like. So, just a few things to think about with that. Again, now I'm leaving off Gallery, right? Gallery pizza's okay. Like a lot of people say that's the best in the city. They're wrong. They can have the wrong opinion. That's the nice thing about opinions. You're allowed your own. I mean, it's clearly not the best. Anyone who's had it will tell you that. And that's fine. It's good. It's not top 3 for sure. And then a lot of people love Pepina, which is a newer place. That's a Neapolitan style. I find it a bit doughy, a bit too soft in the middle, a lot of flop. I'm not a big flop guy, right? I like the doughy crust a little bit, but like from a pizza, like I need the crisp bottom. So, the flop isn't there. Pepina, good quality ingredients, great sauce, great, everything about it. We ordered from there before. You liked it, but you did say it was floppy too. Like
Which one?
it's the Neapolitan it was very soft, like doughy. And when it first like opened up and someone was like, "Oh, try this," we tried it. Good ingredients. I think you got like ham on yours, ham and like you like the cheese. It was fresh mozzarella, but like again, it's good. It's not. Maybe it's better. Like again, we get delivery. Like a Neapolitan's not really a delivery pizza. Yeah, Neapolitan you got to get fresh, like right out of the oven, throw it on your table. Like, but for delivery, the New York like Pizza Mania somehow like they've mastered this delivery pizza and it's perfect. Jib like for Detroit, obviously it's the only option. Jib like that Detroit style. But yeah, Bing's. So Paula number 1, Bing's overall number 2. But for delivery, no one touches Pizza Mania. Like not even close. Like even Paula. Like I won't get Paula delivery if like I'll go to Paula and eat it. I'll go to Bing's and eat it. Pizza Mania only does delivery and it's perfect every time. Every time. Here I am going crazy about pizza. People like I'm sure there's like I can't even see the comments, but there might be someone who says like there's gonna be someone who's like, "Oh, Gallery's the best," and Pepina's the best. If you like Neapolitan, I'm sure Pepina's amazing, but you're missing out on better pizza. Soy 4 is danger. Hey, Joel, soy 4. Oh, I like this is look at the sharks in the bottom of the. That's a cool profile pic. Soy 4 is dangerous. That is true. Bada bing, bada bing. Kione. Stuck. From Alabama. Oh, hello to Alabama for Hike. He's a Bama guy. A lot of Florida representing always on the channel.
Chai.
Next, coffee. Everyone's shouting each other out. Gyros and camera. Where do you put the gyro, not gyro. Gyro. How do you say it? Is it gyro? Gyro? When I growing up, we called it a gyro sandwich. All the Greeks in Rhode Island. We get a lot of Greek-style pizza in Rhode Island. So, Greeks like have pizza places in America. And they have like a very specific like East Coast style of pizza.
Oh, okay.
It's illegal to feed alligators.
Okay.
But because it's Florida, that stops no one, right? The reason hashtag Florida Man is a thing. Florida Man. Joe, you hunt gator. You hunt hogs by helicopter, Joe? Isn't that how you guys do it there? You bow hunt alligators, right? You don't hunt them with a gun. Is that correct? I think they go out on these flat bottom boats.
Yeah.
And they shine a light on the alligator so it doesn't move, and then they shoot it with an arrow. I'm almost positive that's how they do it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Getting ready to go to the train. Hey, see you soon, brother. Let me know when you're back. Yeah, no, Jake knows what's up. Pizza Company's horrible.
No.
It should just be called P Company, because their food is closer to P than it is to pizza. No, I mean, look, like for Jib, right? Pizza Company is like that, like a Domino's or a Papa John's in the U.S. It's like one of these ubiquitous fast food pizza places. But you're not gonna, like, if someone offers you a slice of Pizza Company or a slice of Pala.
No, get Pala.
Exactly. Or if they offer you a slice of like Pizza Mania or a slice of Pizza Company.
No, but you remember Jamu like pick a seafood cocktail pizza company.
One time we came home and there was like a Pizza Company box in the trash. I was like, "What is this, Jam? What is this outrageous stuff? I thought we taught you better." And she's like, no, I like the, but yeah,
seafood cocktail.
I don't even think that has red sauce on marinara sauce, does it? It has just like some type of like creamy
Ketchup.
sauce, yeah. Ugh.
And mayo.
Bella Napoli. Hike, you like pizza? Do you have Pizza Company in America, Hike, or it's only a Thai thing, right? I don't think it exists in the U.S. I think
US has Pizza Hut.
Yeah, it used to be Pizza Hut here, right?
Yes,
and then
until they
lost the franchise. Yeah. My water bottle from Honda that I got for being the fastest mofo on a Honda Monkey. They have nice, comfortable chairs.
That's when he ate here.
So he talks about the food, the seating, not the food. Aircon and comfortable chairs. Someone say pizza. Oh yeah, Philip, we have a lot of pizza conversations on our live streams. A nice clear menu. Call me crazy. We use Grab Food for everything, about $1 USD. Yeah, about the same here. Like sometimes if it's really far, it might be like $2 USD, about 60 baht. Yeah, we have Grab Food basically is the majority of delivery here. But because Pizza Mania takes their delivery so seriously, they have their own pizza drivers.
They have their own box.
They have their own like heated thermal boxes, and like everything still is crisp and beautiful when you get it. Mm-hmm. I was at the Grand Palace a couple of weeks ago, and most areas were closed because the king was visiting that evening. Yeah, that will happen. Like if there's going to be, for security reasons, if there's going to be like someone from the royal family in that area, they'll close down a lot of the roads.
They close the road, but they're not going to close the shop.
Yeah, they don't close the shops, but they'll close. Like the roads will be either closed or redirected.
You can walk.
Yeah. Giro. 45 to 70. Oh, you got 45 70. That's a unique. Oh, we're talking about the Gators. I thought we were talking about Lens. He's talking about how he gets the Gators.
Oh.
In fairness to Pizza Company, I find their product less offensive than Domino's or Pizza Hut. Okay, it's in that class though, right? It's in that Domino's, Pizza Hut class of pizza, right? It's not.
It's a fast food.
It's not in the Mania, Pala, Bing's pizza. And look, I don't like in the U.S. I would eat Papa John's, like or Domino's, right? Like that. It's like eating McDonald's, right? Like no one's saying no to McDonald's, right? Like if you're like, hey, you want to get some fries from McDonald's? I'm not going to say no. Yes, I want those fries. Mm-hmm. Right? And Pizza Company, I think that food falls into the same category. It's fast food, and I'm not offended by it. Pizza Company is several Asian countries. I think 2 or 3 in the Middle East. Not huge numbers. Okay. No Pizza Company in the USA. We used to have Pizza Hut in Alabama, but really?
Close now.
So is Domino's the biggest chain in Alabama, or you guys got Papa John's is popular in the South too as well, right? If you ever have a slice of Ray's Pizza from Times Square, you would know that the chains are garbage. Yeah, I mean, look, again, like the chains are like the pizza companies, the Domino's, all that. Like they have their place, right? They're not at the upper echelon of pizza. But here's the other thing, though. It's like New York, right? Your average slice of pizza is going to be way above most of the rest of the country. Even a bad slice of pizza in New York is going to be way above most of America.
Oh.
Right? Because one, you can't exist in a market that saturated with great pizza if you don't have a great product.
Okay.
It's just not possible.
Okay.
Right? It's like selling somtum in Bangkok.
Okay.
Right? If you have a crappy somtum shop, you're going to be out of business because no one's going to
Soon.
buy your somtum. Yeah. Or like you make crappy chili paste, no one's going to buy your chili paste. Like my neighbors behind me who are smashing chili paste every day, right? Theirs must be amazing. But the reality is like pizza in New York or pizza in the Northeast is like that. Right? Like your game has to be high or else you're going to be out of business. Like I bet you like no one's ordering Domino's in New Haven. Right? They've got that crispy New Haven style pizza. No one's like, yeah, I really, like, I could go to Sally's or I could get myself a Domino's. Let me get some. No one's saying that. And just like no one here is like, let me get somtum from Santa Fe. Right? Like no one's like going out of their way to do that. Like let me go to Auntie down the road.
ใช่
Yeah. As a kid, I loved Chuck E. Cheese. I don't, what's funny? I've been to Chuck E. Cheese a bunch. Like, I'm sure as a kid I ate their pizza. I just don't have any recollection of it. Like, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. When I can remember eating Little Caesars pizza when I was in college. And they had, like, some weird cheese blend on that. It's like I don't know if they use cheddar or whatever, like on Little Caesars. It's like it's not just straight mozzarella. It's like a very Midwestern style pizza, and it's literally like every pizza is like $3 or something, like 100 baht
for a box.
yeah, for the whole box. Yeah.
Oh, that's cheap.
And you get what you pay for though. There's no crisp to it, like no undercarriage, no crisp. It's just dough. It's like going to the place at the top of the soy with the little round ovens type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, same
in
class.
US you
Yeah.
can eat that, why you complain it here?
Well, I was much younger then. My pizza taste has evolved, one shall say. Domino's and Papa John's down south. Yeah, I think that's pretty much nationwide. Like if you're gonna have like a pizza chain, it's probably gonna be Domino's or Papa John's. So, I mean, I think we can all agree, though, California Pizza Kitchen is trash, right? With those pita bread pizzas of theirs. Absolute trash. And you guys have a pizza chain called Bertucci's where you live? There used to be a bunch in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Like a fast casual style pizza restaurant. We also have the best restaurant in the world in Alabama. Are you going to say, what's he going to say, Cracker Barrel? Is that like,
What's that?
It's like a Southern American food style restaurant. I bet you that's what Hike's gonna say. Let me see.
What's a southern look like? Southern food.
Like grits, fried chicken, fried steak, stuff like that.
Okay.
Best pizza is True Chicago. True Chicago. I'm not gonna argue. It's good. The one I showed you the other day was really thick and the cheese is on the bottom. Yeah, I think Jib would love that.
It looks like lasagna.
Definitely good. Yeah, it looks like lasagna. No food delivery in Kokolo. Really? Oh, that's rough. So you want to eat, you got to go out. yeah, like says Cracker Barrel. I knew it. I knew he was going to say Cracker Barrel. It is Cracker Barrel, like for a chain restaurant, is pretty good. It's such a unique concept. Now, keep in mind, though, like when I lived in the Northeast, like most of my life, or in North, like I never lived around like Southern cooking. So for me, that's unique. Right. But like, I think for most people, like if you're from the South, right, would you consider that like kind of like the Domino's of Southern food, Hike? They do have an old timey souvenir store where they sell like wooden little like toys and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, Cracker. It is like It's like a fast food, comfort food type of thing. You know, so, Neil, the mango pizza, I've not tried
I
it.
saw that. I just saw it.
Is
like,
there cheese
the
on that
ad.
pizza?
I think.
Is there
Is that-
cheese on the mango pizza? Because I don't know how I feel about that. Like that processed cheese with like mango. Jim's Googling the no cheese. Oh, so Neil says no cheese. Okay. No cheese on the mango pizza. So is it like a dessert pizza? Should we try that? No cheese on it. I can eat it. I can't digest cheese, so if there's
So
any
it's
dairy,
a coconut cream sauce.
all right. Let's give it a shot.
Are you sure it's a real coconut? Just a coconut?
Let's try it. I'll try one bite. Hefe knows what's up. Pita bread pizza breaks down and starts rocking bad.
Oh, it say buy one get one free.
Oh, okay, maybe tonight we have to give that a shot.
Just $279.
Chuck E. Cheese pizza sucks out loud. I go once a week. You go once a week with a little man, not for you, right? Right, Joe? What's the beef? It's not as good as like the North Shore for sure. Hefe, like the beef sandwiches in Rhode Island. It's like It's North Shore, Massachusetts is definitely better. There used to be a place so this is going back to the 90s, like straight up 90s when I was when I worked for Cosmo. This is how far back this goes. So after I sold my first company, when I was working at Cosmo, which was a bike delivery company, owned by Amazon actually, or mostly owned by Amazon. So I was dating a girl from the North Shore, from Revere, Massachusetts, which I think is North Shore. But there's a place called Kelly's Roast Beef out in Revere. And Revere, like anyone who's Northeast person, like you probably like know Revere or have heard stories about it. So I was dating this girl from Revere. Very tumultuous relationship back in my 20s back in the day. But this Italian chick from Revere, and she would always like, oh, we got to go to Kelly's Roast Beef. It's the best. And get like a beef sandwich with and then get fried clams. And like Revere Beach was it's like being in Pattaya, like the beach itself, the quality of the sand, the water. It's kind of like it's got a real Pattaya vibe, like not the things people think of Pattaya, but like the quality of individual and like the quality of the beach and the water, all reminds me of Pattaya.
That's the thing on the beach in Pattaya.
But their beef sandwich, man, Kelly's Roast Beef. Was out of this world, and then the fried clams out there as well. Where's the beef? Do it. I need to. Okay, we're gonna do it tonight. We'll order one.
Huh?
We'll order a mango pizza.
I still have pizza left from yesterday.
But it's not that big. But it's
a
not
full piece.
It's also not gonna be around forever, so we have to do it. Oh, so let me ask, how do you guys heat up your pizza? Do you reheat? Like for me, I never have this problem because I'm a firm believer that every pizza is a single serving pizza. And if you try hard enough. Mm-hmm. But Jib will often leave like massive amounts of pizza for like days. And so when I heat up her pizza, I microwave it for like a minute with like a wet paper towel in the microwave so that the cheese gets hot and gooey again. And then I throw it in the frying pan with a little bit of oil to crisp up the bottom. And Jim will always be, oh, it's actually really good like this. But then like if she does it by herself, microwave for 2 minutes on the plate, sloppy mess.
I can eat that.
But I think it's a combination. Like you need to microwave it to get the cheese hot enough, and then you need to throw it in the pan to crisp it up, get that undercarriage crispy again. Durian pizza's a must try. Okay.
I'm not sure if they're gonna have in the season.
I bet you that'd be like no cheese needed because it's already cheesy. Can't digest cheese? Can you? if I eat any of it, I'm in a rough place. My lactose intolerance is insanely painful, and I can't take any like I can't take the lactate pills to digest it. It doesn't work for me for whatever reason. Like I've tried eating yogurt over the years. Even yogurt messes with my stomach. And a lot of people say if you eat like a yogurt, the cultures help you digest dairy. And even if I eat yogurt, I don't feel good. Yeah.
Maybe you have to try like just a couple bites and then add up.
I would. I mean, I do love me some cheese, but I just cannot eat it. Most of Boston's comic material is about women from that area. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a reason. There's a reason, Hefe. Like, if you're... I lived in Boston for 5 years, 90s and early into 2000 and 2001. And yeah, there's a reason that most of the comics have material about women from Revere. For sure. Gage 1145. All right, man. Have a good one, brother. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up soon as well. We try to, usually do about 2 hours. So I think we're winding down at this point. Never reheat. I eat cold. Yeah, I'm a cold pizza guy as well.
No.
Jib, not so much. I miss from up in New York City is pulled pork on Portuguese roll. Oh yeah, black coffee. Always gotta have the black coffee for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh, not dinner. I gotta be able to sleep at night. Was that girl like the one? The Jersey Shore is a great comparison. Great comparison. But yeah, very much. It's a type of town. I mean, it's like a New England thing, right? It's like blue collar, like working class, like white middle class, like Northeast is like that. Like think of like the personality of like Mark Wahlberg in like a girl from like. It's like that sort of like Mark like every time he plays like that Northeast character, like that Boston guy. Like it's that type of like, it's just like that type of place. Like the Northeast is like these small like industrial towns. Like where I grew up is a small city in Rhode Island, and it's like all blue collar. Like I'm pretty sure the demographic has shifted because it was shifting when I was a kid, and like a lot of white flight. Like people were moving further to the suburbs if they could afford to, and like a lot more diversity came to the area. So I think like where I lived in Pawtucket, Rhode Island is the city I grew up in. And I think a lot of like minority families were moving out of Providence because they saw like better opportunity or the ability to like buy a place that was cheaper than living in the city. And as a result, like a lot of like the older white families who grew up in that city were now moving to like the suburbs, like outside of this city. But it's essentially an old industrial city.
I thought you said it's small.
It is.
And why it's like they have to move?
So like this, it's a process in America called white flight. So like minorities would become more economically successful over time, right? More jobs became available to them, more economic buying power, and then they would want to move into a place that was more desirable to them. Then what happens is white people become afraid of minority people and think that, oh, my neighborhood's going to hell now, and they want to move to some place that is then more economically desirable to them. And so and then what happens is those white people who move to the suburb have kids that want to move back to the city where it's more diverse, and then gentrification happens, which then leads to the cycle of, white flight again from other areas. It's a big thing, but like where I grew up, like at the time, I remember when I was a kid and my parents moved into that house, like probably like 90% of the neighborhood was like poor to like lower middle class white people who, like, my father worked in a factory as a fabricator. My mother was like worked in a retail type location, right? Like we weren't well off, but by the time I was a teenager, like we were probably the only white family, well, us and our neighbors who were like retired, like living there, like the only white families left on the street, which was fine. I mean, it just, but that we're talking about like a 15-year period of like. Also, keep in mind, like when my family moved into that street, like every other family on that street was older, right? So like retiring, and then old people in America in the Northeast, they tend to move to like southern states when they retire because it's one, cheaper, and two, warmer. Right? Because like the one thing you don't want when you're older is 3 feet of snow in your driveway and like minus 20 degrees. Like no one wants that at any age, but especially when you get older. So there's a lot of that migration. And part of that, again, like this time happened that by the time I was in high school, like all my neighbors were black or Latino. And so, like, one, we had really good food in the neighborhood at that point, but you also see the local shops change around as well. So it's a very cool thing to observe economically.
Like a General Tso chicken.
That follows the white people. I hate to tell you, but yeah. I forget where I was going with it. What was I even talking about? Oh, I was talking about the Jersey Shore. So like talking about like these like sort of these very working class. So you get to a city like Boston, which is known for like extreme racism. And you get these working class, like blue collar white neighborhoods where they feel like they have like a sense of pride about being like I'm like a white Italian, like Guinea construction worker. And part of that sort of like intergroup pride becomes this sort of like outward disdain for others, not you, whether by color or like background, ethnic background, whatever it is. Like, and when you get these like sort of older, like I said, blue collar, less educated type of areas. It'd be like if people from Pathum Thani hated people from Bangkok, like, oh, you're not from my neighborhood in Pathum Thani. If I see you, I'm gonna beat you up, type of thing. Like, that's like a Boston thing. Oh, let me kick your ass. Yeah. Like I used to be a bouncer on the weekends at a club in Boston, and we would get like a lot of townies, what we would call townies. Like people would come from like the suburbs of Boston.
Okay.
Like these areas just outside the city, like on a Friday, like, oh, we're gonna go drink in Boston, have a good time, you know. And there'd be fights, like people like some girl from Revere would get into a fist fight with a girl from Lynn, or from a guy from Quincy would. Oh yeah, all the time. The most vicious fights I saw when I worked at clubs in Boston were always girls. Yeah. I once saw a girl from Revere, oddly enough, pull out a handful of hair from another girl's head.
So that means that girl doesn't know Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
No, there was definitely no jiu-jitsu going around the clubs in the 90s.
Okay, not fun.
Oh, yeah, so I'm going off on like gentrification and economic migration. That's not what we're trying to talk about on the channel. Sorry, guys. Yeah, like the viewership's dropping. I reheat and preheat benchtop oven. Okay, nice, on a pizza stone on top of baking paper. Sometimes I have it take a stone out and let the base get a bit more crisp. Oh, nice. Okay, Hefe's got his process down. All right, Chris, man, have a good one, brother. Talk to you soon. Joe, when I was a kid in the summer, I swam across Arthur Kill, New Jersey to New York. Oh, really? Dirty water or what? Now you can walk it. So there's no water there anymore. Boston Southie pride. Everyone knows the Southie, like South Boston, they call Southie. East Boston, Eastie. You don't hear too many East Boston people too much. Dorchester. I lived up on Mission Hill for a while. I lived in Alston for a bit, Lower Alston, but I spent more time living in Mission Hill, which at the time was like really rough, but very cheap, very affordable. Hey, Patrick, have a good one, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And guys, I think we're actually going to wrap it up. We're pushing 2 hours here. And it's lunchtime for Jib, last day of the weekend for her. And then I got to get ready to go meet up with Chris. So thank you guys for rocking with us. As always, we very much appreciate it. On our weekend live streams, we're liking this 9 a.m. start time on Sundays. It's working out really well. So I think we're going to keep this. It's easier. One, it's easier for Jib because she's not falling asleep with a nighttime stream.
Yeah, it's a bit like low light. It make me feel sleepy.
And we've seen it seems to work out better for a lot of you guys, especially on the West Coast, because it's not crazy early for you. So I think we'll keep this at least for now, and I think we'll definitely do the mango pizza tonight from Pizza Company, and there shall be a report. We'll let you know.
Oh.
All right, with that, thank you again, everyone. Thanks for rocking with us, and we will catch you next time.